I am Shantae, and this is Life with Shantae. Actually, it's Life Over 40 with Shantae.
You and I, we never show emotions, we just keep it down inside. Yeah, you and I, both longing for expression for the things we like, but we stay quiet. Hold me now, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go. Say it loud, break the world on the other side, make it real. Just let yourself go, just let go.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's early. I'm just getting myself together. I'm waking up and I have a lot to do today. So I am going to get up here in a second, do my devotional first, and then I'm going to get a cup of coffee. I'm going to get dressed, and my hip is bothering me today. As I told you guys, I have a hip issue. So I'm going to try to stretch that out, get that stretched out. But then I have a lash appointment later on today. Now, the thing with lashes is that I love the whole idea of having lashes done, the whole I woke up like this vibe. But the last several times that I've gotten lashes, I've had a really bad reaction to them. So I'm a little nervous. I chatted with the girl at the lash place and she said, well, have you ever done sensitive glue? And I said, no, I've never tried the sensitive glue. She said, are you allergic to like the glue for nails, acrylic, all that stuff? I said, no. So she said, well, the sensitive glue should remedy that problem. So I've made an appointment to get a full set of lashes today, to get my eyebrows shaped and tinted, and wax upper lip and chin. So I'm about to get up. Okay, so now I'm dressed. I have on a t-shirt that says this here, and I just have my hair slicked back in this ponytail with like a little bun here, because I'll be laying on that table, and honey, I'll be snoozing. I'll probably be snoring. Because if you guys have had your lashes done before, you know how it is. I ain't got to tell you. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to put on, I don't know, it's daytime, but I'm kind of feeling the good girl. The good girl. I have a big bottle. The high heel. Let me get it. I have the big bottle, the high heel, but I had this little one sitting out here, so I just grabbed it. It's the travel one I take when I go on vacation or toss in my purse if I want to refresh it throughout the night. But this, if you guys have never tried this, it's a very sensual smell. It's so yummy. But anywho, so I'm going to put this on. I'm going to go downstairs. And then you'll see here my shirt here says, I'm not lost. I'm on my faith walk. Isn't that cute? Adventure awaits. So cute. I actually designed this shirt. I don't sell them. Anyway, that's a long story. But anyway, I designed this shirt, and so I just throw it on sometimes to kind of remind me that I'm not lost. I'm on my faith walk. And if you have any troubles, just take it to the Father and He will guide you back on that path, honey. So anyway, let's go downstairs. Okay, so now we're in the kitchen. So we're going to make I think we'll make an iced coffee today, and we're going to make a quick little yogurt and fruit bowl with some granola, something really quick and something easy before I head out to my appointment. I also want to take a little bit of Benadryl because, like I said earlier, I've had some sensitivities to the glue in the past, but the girl there said that sensitive glue will most likely be what I need to do. So I still want to take some Benadryl because I want to be safe. As we know, that's going to make me sleepy. When getting your lashes done make you sleepy anyway. But what I'm doing here is I'm just going to make like a little fruit bowl with some yogurt. I get the non-dairy yogurt. So I just did a devotional
that talked about our identity in Christ, our identity in God. And it was really, really, really good. And the verse that I kind of focused on in that chapter was Ephesians 1:4. And I kind of just want to talk a little bit. I'm gonna use my little spatula silicone because I want to get all of this out of here, honey. I won't leave not a drop. Get all of it. We paid for it. And one of the first points that it talked about was that our true identity is rooted in being chosen by God. It's not based on things that we have, the cars that we drive, the clothes that we wear, and all the house that we live in. It's not based on any of that. It's rooted in being chosen by God. We were chosen by God at the foundation, right? At the beginning. So, and then the next point, we were picked by God before the world even began. And as his adopted children, we belong to him unconditionally. So we belong to God. And he loves us. That unconditionally part is what really, stuck with me. Putting a little granola on here. Because that means, he loves us unconditionally, even when we fail, even when we falter, even when we make mistakes, even when we sin, he loves us unconditionally because he knows it's a journey. And that's where grace comes in, because it's a journey. He gives us that grace to give us time to grow, not to give us time to continue to sin. That's what grace is. Grace is not giving us permission to sin. Grace is giving us time to grow in Christ and to do better and better and better as we grow. So that was a good point. And I'm going to put a little honey. I'm going to drizzle a little honey over it too. This is quick. This is easy, y'all. It's a quick little breakfast. It don't take no time. You ain't got to cut on your oven. None of that. Next point that I wrote down was that we need to reject the lies that define us by our past mistakes and external validation, and instead embrace the truth that we are holy, blameless, and loved. So basically, we're not defined by our past mistakes. We're not defined by what people think about us, what the world thinks about us, the lies that the devil tells us about us. We are not defined by that. We're not. So what we need to do is to reject those lies. And so you are holy, you're blameless. Jesus died on the cross for our sins. So moving forward, you need to walk as an unconditional adopted child of God, right? So then the final point that I wrote was that by spending time in God's presence and affirming our identity through scripture, we can build a solid foundation for our self-worth that remains steady no matter what life throws our way. So when you spend time with God, when you do your daily devotionals, when you do your prayer, your meditation, because you need to pray, but you also need to meditate on God's answers. That part we forget sometimes. We pray, but then we asking for stuff, but we forget to meditate, to listen for God's answers and responses. So when you spend time with God, that's going to cultivate that relationship. And so he's going to show up with you all the time, give you a solid foundation to lean upon in troubled times. So that was a very good devotional, because we are not going to believe the lies that the enemy says about us, because we have identity in God. Okay. Got it? All right. So I've got my fruit bowl. Oh, so good. That looks so good, guys. Oh, got some mixed fruit, some berries, got some pineapple, got the non-dairy yogurt, and I got the granola, and I drizzled some honey on top. Well, now I'm going to make my iced coffee. So what do you guys think about that? Is that what you struggle with? Do you struggle with your identity in Christ? Do you believe the lies that the devil sometimes tries to tell you about yourself? More. I think I have some more in the wine refrigerator. Because you know why? We do our overflow dairy and juices in the wine refrigerator because we don't really even drink much wine. I have a little wine in there, but because we don't drink much wine, it's mostly used for overflow. So I got my new carton of oat milk. I've been really liking the oat milk. I on my journey of not doing dairy milk. I did coconut milk for a while, but then I felt like it wasn't thick enough for certain things like cereals or coffees or whatever. So then I ended up doing almond milk. And then I ended up stumbling across the oat milk in my whole making my own, fancy iced coffees and things at home. I stumbled across that and I'm like, oh, I actually like oat milk. Like, this is good. So that's when I ended up stumbling across the whole oat milk thing. So I'm mixing my espresso now. Probably should use my little frother thing, y'all, but mixing that. But I've been using this. I have an Nespresso machine that also makes espresso shots, but I also stumbled across this Instant Gold and been liking that too. So I kind of mix it up. I do both. But there we got our espresso shot. Should have did a frother though. And then you just kind of, you pour it into over your oat milk. And not something else. I mean, sometimes I put like the syrup in there. The caramel syrup that I have. Okay, got some caramel sauce. So I'm going to finish making this and then I'm going to take some Benadryl. All right, so I just finished my fruit bowl. It was so good. I'm gonna finish my caramel macchiato. So I got me a jacket because it gets a little chilly when you're laying there having services like that done. Anytime I have a service like that, whether it be microblading, eyelashes, facial, I don't know what else do us ladies get done. I just get chilly laying there, even though I'm at the stage of my life where I'm getting hot flashes. I still get chilly when I'm laying there perfectly still. You know what I mean? So I got my little jacket on, my little Lululemon dupe I got from Amazon. But I'm just sitting here kind of killing some more time because I got a little bit more time. My appointment's at 3. Do you guys have trouble with having sensitivity to eyelash extensions? Like, do you have trouble with the itching, the burning, the swelling, all of that? The first time I had them done, I think the first 2 times I had them done, I didn't have any trouble. Then I got them done again. Then I had some sensitivity that time and then did okay. Then after that, I think the next 2 times it was uncontrollable itching. I had to actually come home and sting them off because it was so intense. And so apparently I'm sensitive to the glue, but they have a sensitive eye glue that we're going to try today. So we're going to see how that work out. We're going to see. And I don't know, we'll see. I love starting my day with devotional, with the Word of God. Do I always do it? No, because I'm not perfect. I don't always do it. And when I don't do it, I do feel a difference versus when I do. I feel like it kind of sets the tone for my day. And it also helps strengthen my gratitude that I have for my life. And so it does help when I start with devotional. And so this devotional we did today was so good because it just really solidifies the fact that I'm a child of God and I have that barrier, that armor of God around me, and nothing can penetrate that unless I allow it to, unless I let it. So let's take up our armor of God, and because we're going to need it. Things are getting worse. We're not going to get into that. Y'all see the news. Y'all see social media content. Y'all see it. So it's time for us, as children of God, to take up the armor of God and stand up and be proud of being children of God. And don't let the enemy tell us that we're not, that, oh, you're not perfect, or you're not, doing this and you're not doing that, and you're not looking like this person, looking like that person. Don't let the enemy tell you who you are. You know who you are. And stand in that, okay? Stand in it. So we're going to finish this macchiato. And we're going to, I don't know, I guess kill a few more minutes. But I guess I can share with you guys what I'm reading. I love to read. Oh my gosh, I love to read. So look at my text message, make sure I don't got any messages from her. Anywho, so I love to read. Reading is like one of my favorite hobbies. I also have other hobbies. I do. I love to puzzle. I'm a puzzler, love puzzling. And I also want to get back into piano. I want to. My son, fun fact, has a master's in piano performance, and he's a professor at a university. I played the piano for years in grade school, and I traveled. I did competitions, and I traveled all over Tennessee and did competitions, and I loved it. And then, you know, as we get to be more teenager, into the teenager life, we want to do teenager things, and then we get away from things that we enjoy because we want to do other things that the other kids are doing. I regret not continuing piano. So I did teach my children basics of piano. None of them really took it up seriously. And then out the blue, my son just decided while he was in high school one summer just to start teaching himself certain pieces or whatever. And he was playing as if he had been playing since he was 5 years old. That's how good he was playing. I got him with a teacher so he could learn the theory of piano. And she said he's a prodigy. She said, this makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense that he's playing this well. And he just started teaching himself last summer, right? So he took it up. And so he actually went to undergrad, got his undergrad degree. Then he went to the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, got his master's, and now he's a professor at a university. So we're very proud of him. My other one of my children's in medical school, proud of her because she took up that medical part of me while my son took up the music part. And also I used to draw in high school, and my oldest daughter, she's an artist, so she took the art part. So yeah, each one of my children I'm very proud of them, and they're thriving. So like I said, one of my other hobbies I love is books. Now, I've been trying to branch out and do more, find more books that aren't vulgar, smut. And I'm not judging you people who want to do that. You do you. Because we're all on this mission together, and it's called free will. We're all in this world. It's called free will. You do what you need to do. I'm just convicted to not read those things. And like I said, I'm not perfect, but I do try to read things that isn't outright just vulgar. You know what I mean? So I'm on a mission to try to find more books written by Christian authors that doesn't include graphic details of sexual content, graphic details of certain things, right? So that doesn't glorify it. If that makes sense to you, if it doesn't glorify it. Now, you know, but at the same time, we are in this world, and certain worldly content is real, right? So I have stumbled across a few art authors that actually talk about and portray realistic life issues, sex, whatever, in their books. They just don't give graphic play-by-play details of graphic detail of the content, of the sexual content that's happening, if that makes sense. So I love horror books, like not too much demonic things, but I do like the like scary house, scary ghost story type of things. So one book I'm reading right now is called House, and it's by, I'll put it up here on the screen, but it's by Frank Peretti, I believe, and Ted Dekker. Don't quote me. And it's been interesting. It's a horror book. It's a haunted house. And so I've been reading that. And then I'm also finishing up Gentle and Lowly, I believe I shared with you guys last vlog, finishing that up. And I have a few other Christian author books that I'm also reading. And I have some non-Christian authors that I'm also reading. Like I said, most books that I get are not smut books anyway. So most of them fall within the categories that I'm looking for. I've got about 15% more left to go. It's interesting. It's an interesting book. And let me tell you what that one's about. From the minds of multi-million selling suspense authors Peretti and Dekker comes House, an epic supernatural thriller that gives a new meaning to the phrase haunted house. Two couples vacationing in Alabama are pursued by a maniac killer who lures them to a vacant house which won't let them leave. The house mirrors their own heart and souls, and they must defeat the evil within. And it's been a wild ride. It's been giving me Wrong Turn. Y'all remember that movie Wrong Turn? If you've seen it, it's giving Wrong Turn vibes, where you done took the wrong turn and you've encountered these people that aren't right. They're not right. And so they're trying to get out of this house. And as it said, it mirrors the evils within their own heart, the darkness within their own hearts and souls. So it's an interesting book. I'm going to see how it ends up before I give y'all my final thoughts on it. But yeah, that's what I'm reading. So Frank Peretti does a lot of he's a Christian author that does a lot of horror type books. And it's basically the premise. The foundation is good versus evil, the devil versus God for content. And then I have this one girl who I just stumbled across, I think a year ago, and I really like her books. She's a person of color author. Her name is Valicity, I believe. I'll put her name up here, her books up here. But she does dark romance. And she also does fantasy, and she also does like post-apocalyptic type things from a Christian perspective. And she doesn't shy away from realistic content. So we got to stop thinking that Christian fiction books are boring. She does not shy away from it at all. One of her books that I have read is a post-apocalyptic book, and it's called Barren Fields. And actually, the character in the book, the main female character in the book, was a teen mom. It was a teen mom who ended up giving her life over to Christ. And now we are walking with her through a post-apocalyptic world with these zombie-like creatures. And she's having to find sanctuary. So it's almost like a Moses meets The Walking Dead. That's the best description of all. I loved that book. It was so good. And she also has dark romance, like mafia, dark romance. And like she has a TikTok that's phenomenal. You guys need to go follow her TikTok. But she says she doesn't shy away from realistic content that, the married couples in the books, they have sex. It's just not given in a graphic smut type of way, if that makes sense. And her sister actually also writes Christian books, and she also writes romance and different things like that, fantasy, because I love all those genres. Fantasy, horror, dark romance are my main ones. And so now I'm so grateful that I found some authors that write within those realms, but write from a perspective of glorifying God in it, giving the real content, but not just graphically smut-like, but glorifying God in the end. So her sister is named A. Bean, and I actually have a bunch of her books on my Fable app. If you guys don't know about the Fable app is for basically chronicling your books that you read, your reviews, and your stats, reading stats and all that. It's kind of similar to Goodreads, if you're familiar with Goodreads, but it's more like a social media driven type of platform for book lovers. So I have a bunch of Christian books, fiction and nonfiction, listed under my want to read. And then I actually broke them down into categories. I broke them down into regular fiction, like regular fantasy, regular thriller, but then I also broke it down into like Christian thriller, Christian fantasy, Christian horror. So that I can kind of keep it categorized so I can quickly go pick a book based on, what I want to read at that time. So the next book that I'm going to read will probably be Felicity's book, The Cross Academy. She has an entire series. So does her sister. She has a bunch of series too. Cross Academy is based on an academy. It says here that Foxfire thought her village was cursed when darklings tore through the gates and destroyed it in a single night. But then she was given the blessing of fire to fight back against the darkness that plagues her land. Blessings are gifts from God, and now Foxfire has one. But if God's children are empowered by blessings, then God's enemies are empowered too. Their dark gifts are called curses, and they're ready to use them to destroy the entire 4 regions. The world is locked in spiritual warfare where demons are no longer unseen, and the whispered prayers of believers are now living weapons. Now, Fox attends Cross Academy, where she trains to strengthen her faith and master her blessing. But the other students are gifted too, and Fox quickly realizes that she may be outmatched. Fighting the darkness isn't as easy as she thought it would be, but God is still on her side. In this entire series, it has, 6 books in the series. The 6th book is coming out in 2025. Right now, love to read. If you guys love to read, drop below if you're readers, and I'll continue to drop what I'm reading in my vlogs. I'm gonna head out now to my appointment. We're gonna see how I look after it's over with, and we're gonna pray I don't have a reaction. I took one Benadryl, 25 milligrams Benadryl tablet. So I know I'm gonna be sleepy, but hopefully I won't have a reaction this time. The things we do for beauty, the things we do for ease and convenience. All right, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Bye.
Up and leave. Take a lot of courage just to live out your dreams. Bigger picture I could see if I just close my eyes. Have the foresight to believe. Time don't move backwards, it speeds to the future fearlessly. Charging forward when I open my mouth, though I may not know how. I know I was born to sing. Travel the world, raise baby girls. Bury my best friend, I'm manifesting, but not concerned. 'Cause whatever happens, I'm good. I'm good. Actually, more than good. Kinda great. Even on the bad days, I thank God for making me brave.
Okay, so I just got my lashes done. She did such a good job. I just got home and I just set up this mount for you guys, for you, so that I can do some more on the go vlogging for sure. But she did an amazing job. And she did my lashes. I did hybrid. I'll give you a closer up shot later on, but I did hybrid with cat eye. And then I did eyebrow tinting and shaping. And then I did waxing of my facial areas. So they did an amazing job. I feel a little bit more put together. You know, I like being a woman. I love being a woman. I'm grateful for my life, the life that God has given me. And so I like to do lady things. So I like to do upkeep type things, and I have not been doing them, and so I really need to get back into doing that. So they did an amazing job. My lashes I love, my brows I love, the waxing I love. And so yeah, and I love this new car camera mount. This is phenomenal. Like, I can do on the go content a lot easier. So yeah, I'm loving it. So this is the car mount that I purchased. So it just goes up here on the windshield and hangs down, and it pops off really easily as well. And then my Osmo Pocket 3 fits right there on it, so I can vlog on the go. So yeah, I like it. This is really cool. Right, so these are my lashes. Love them. And then the tint on my eyebrows. She did such a good job. Like, love. Yeah, she thinks she cute. She thinks she cute. So I'm glad I got that done, got that over with, and now I'm gonna go try to find something to eat for dinner. It's now almost 6 o'clock, so she finished about 4:30ish. I got there at 3. Hour and a half to do all of this, so she did a really good job. That's some good timing. And I'm laying there, I had one Benadryl before I went, so I'm a little sleepy. So yeah, I was dozing a little bit, but I don't think I snored. But yeah, she did so good. So let's go find us something to eat for dinner. And since I'm down here on the bottom level, I'm going to show you some of my books that I have. I have a few books on my shelf. I don't have a ton of physical copies of books because I am very particular about which ones I will actually buy and add to my collection. But because I do a lot of audiobooks, and ebooks, so I don't always buy the physical copies of books unless it's something that just by chance I have, and by chance it's something I really, really just love. And like I said, I do like scary stuff. So I have The Reformatory, which was the best scary book that I've read in 2024. The best scary book. It's a historical horror. So it's about the reformatory school that was down in Florida, and it was open for years. I made a video reviewing this, and I actually did a background type of backstory type video on my YouTube a while back. I'm not sure if it's still public, but I actually talked about the reformatory school for boys that this is based on. It is horrific what they did to these children. Horrific. And so Tana Reeve Dew is now one of my favorite scary horror authors. And she's amazing. Love her. This is her right here. Let me kind of show you her. That's her right here. And she's awesome. And I've also read The Between. I don't think I have a copy of The Between from her. The Good House is written by her too. That was really good. A good, scary house tale. This one I haven't read yet. It's a vampire tale. Like I said, I do read not like secular books. I just am mindful of what I read. I don't like, what is the word? Like just vulgar things, that's not, to me, to me, it verges on unnecessary to tell the story, right? But realistic things, like this was realistic things that happened to these children. We learn to have empathy when we read certain tales that happen in history. By reading books, it teaches us empathy. If we are unaware of what happened to this group of people and you read about it, it sets up empathy within you. And I like entertainment. I like, to watch certain things. I like to read certain things. So that was some of that. And then this is a fantasy book that I started. I've actually read both of these. The next one's coming out in March. It's The Legend Born. And it's basically the magic that's displayed in this book actually stemmed from a time of slavery. So yeah, that's a really good one. This is a good series as well. The Stones. What is it called? The whole series. Let's see. It's been so long since I've read it, guys. The Broken Earth trilogy was really good. It kind of hinges on the same thing. Oppressed people rising up against, the oppressors, same kind of story. And then I have some other things, but this was the Christian author I was talking about. This is one of the Cross Academy, which is, I'm about to start this series. And I also read her book. I read this. This is the one I haven't read yet. This is her dark romance mafia tale that she has. And then I read this one, which was the one I was talking about earlier when I was saying that there was actually a character in this that is a teen mom. Well, was a teen mom. She's now an adult, but it just shows how it actually starts when she's already saved. She's living for Christ, but it just shows how when society crumbles, how people can maintain their sanity if they have faith, right? It's a very good story. But like I said, her baby sister is also an author, and she writes Christian fiction as well, romance and fantasy and kind of post-apocalyptic type things as well. So I think that's the other one. So again, I also like this series, Children of Blood and Bone. It's a good like African tribe kind of Black Panther like
African tribe type of tale. Very good series as well. But yeah, this is some of the books. Of course, I have Bibles. Of course, I have multiple translations of Bibles. And then the other hobby I was telling you about earlier is that I love to puzzle. So I have lots of puzzles. I'm using my phone right now because my camera, my good camera is in my purse, but love to puzzle. So I have all kinds of stuff based on art, Black Panther, and I have this one I want to sit down and do one day. It's 1,000 pieces. I mostly do 500 piece puzzles because they don't take quite as long, but I do 1,000 piece puzzles as well sometimes, but of course they take longer. But this one right here, can we get into it? The blessed hope. It's showing Resurrection Day. Isn't that profound, guys? I can't wait to put this together. But yeah, I have all kinds. I have things to celebrate females in science. I have, that's probably too many to show, guys. But I'll show some of my puzzling in some of my upcoming vlogs. But I love to puzzle. The Harlem Renaissance. I have some more here. I need to do like a puzzle haul, huh? Books. Cosmic Highway is a pretty one. Like almost like I guess an Arizona highway, maybe that's what that is. This one here is beautiful. It's actually sparkles. So this one has glitter inside of it. On the actual canvas, melody in pink. Isn't that beautiful? With the piano. Remember, guys, I told you guys I miss playing the piano, and my son's a pianist. So, of course, I picked that one up. Dare to Dream is a nice puzzle. Isn't that nice? She's sitting there reading. I really like that. So if you guys want a hobby, puzzling is great. And I'm going to tell you why I love it so much, because I can sit and do my audiobooks, listen to those, and puzzle at the same time, put my earbuds in. And I'm just in the zone. I can just, fall into the story and fall into whatever tale the puzzle's telling me as well. This one's beautiful. Young lady in the library reading. What else I got here? This one's just, Paris. Is this the Paris one? Yeah, Paris bookseller. That one's Paris. And then I've got... This one's Pigeon Forge. I'm from Tennessee, so of course I was going to do Pigeon Forge. Of course. And then we have so many, guys. And then we have I can't pick this one up. We have a unicorn, just for fun. And what else? This one's feels pretty. A cozy night in reading. Have some scary ones because like I said, I like scary movies and things like that. Black Panther, another Black Panther. This one's, my back's hurting. Y'all know we over 40. Back's starting to hurt. Anyway, so we got this one. I've done another one of his puzzles before. It turned out so beautiful, the one that I did. I keep my puzzles that I put together in an album, and I'll show you guys later. But that's another puzzle I have here. Beautiful. Another one. She's an astronaut. Isn't that beautiful? And then this one. Yes, I love butterflies. So isn't that beautiful? I love the artsy. Yeah, isn't that? Oh, gorgeous. That's just some of my puzzles. And I actually keep them in an album. I put a backing on them to seal them in. And then I put them in an album. I'm putting you on the vlogs. You just talk. Oh, okay. She's so silly. Just talk. All right. So she just took her medical school graduation pictures. Gorgeous. All right, Queen. Dr. Queen. We're talking about the show that we've been watching called From on Prime. Is it AMC? I don't know. It's on Prime, but it's called From, and it's such a wild and crazy tale. So it's about a town where when people come into the town, they cannot leave. We're on the 3rd season, and it's just intense. And I feel like it kind of mirrors like the evils of the world. And it's like they're just kind of consolidating in this little town, but it kind of echoes the evils of the world, right? If that makes sense. We have several theories about what's going on, but it's a good show. So we're just kind of debriefing ourselves because yesterday's episode, well, it was Sunday's episode. I didn't watch it till yesterday when she watched it Sunday, but we're just debriefing because it was an intense episode. So we're just talking about it. But while we're sitting here talking on FaceTime, I'm going to start fixing my dinner. I think I'm going to do a baked potato with a little bit of chili on top and some cheese, something quick, something easy to the point. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so I baked my potato baked it in the microwave. So I've got my baked potato. We're doing a quick, inexpensive little dinner right here. Got my potato that I did in the microwave. You know what I forgot to do though? I forgot to poke holes in it when I did it, but I guess it don't matter. Anywho, so far so good with my lashes. They're not itching, they're not burning. I'm so glad so far that I decided to try it out again and use the sensitive glue. So far they're not itching, they're not burning. Now I did take one Benadryl before I went, but I don't think that's the only factor. I think the main factor is that we use the sensitive glue. So we got our baked potato. We got it in here. I got a small one because I'm trying to lose a little weight, y'all. And my daughter was just talking. She's still on FaceTime. We were just talking that we need to lose some weight. So my goal is to start working out, walking a lot. I really want to try to start training to run again, but I'm not trying to be no bionic woman. I'm not trying to do no triathlons, no Iron Woman. Is that a thing? I think it is. Iron Man, Iron Woman. Not trying to do none of that. Just trying to get healthy. That's it. And so just intervals, running, walking, and who knows? I might do a little 5K or something like that. But anyway, I'm putting some butter in here on the potato. And then we're going to quick and easy. We're going to close out the vlog here. Thank you for spending today with me. Thank you for listening to me. And remember the devotional we started out this morning, that you're not going to believe the lies that the enemy say about you, that you're going to stay rooted in God because you're a child of God. So all the lies that you tell yourself, all the lies that other people tell you or make you feel like, they're lies. Okay, because you're a child of God. You're holy, you're blameless, and you're his child. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I can still remember.